Building the Resident Evil 2 Mizoil in Minecraft, Part 2. Starting out, we're going to need ourselves quite a massive parking lot, making sure to leave plenty of room to add in a couple of cars. Of course, being the police car and maybe a Hummer or a Jeep, whichever it is. Encapsulating the parking lot, we have this massive chain link fence that wraps around both sides of the Mizoil station, with a simple but reliable design. Throw in a quick phone booth with a couple of doors and a slab. Then of course the rest of the fence on the other side of the station using the same design, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Throw in a quick ice chest and a couple of pylons. Plot out our support beams. Install the first pump with a couple of light blue concretes and some smooth sandstone blocks. And a couple of levers, of course, for a little decoration. Going up another 10 blocks for our canopy supports, and then of course putting on the canopy, which is for the vast majority a bunch of slabs, but with a couple solid blocks and staircases to give it a little bit more character, and more like the one in Resident Evil 2. And for the neon, I used some light blue glass and concrete to give it a more popped out feel than my other gas station was. And then of course another layer of slabs to top off the canopy. Sign with a couple miscellaneous banners. I wasn't quite sure what design to put on the banners, but the ones I came up with will suffice. One final sign, and some glass I definitely didn't forget about. A couple of lights up in the canopy, and then in the parking lot some lights underneath some gray carpet so that way they stay nice and blended in. The most challenging part of this entire build was probably these two cars. First off, we have ourselves a police car, putting the lights in with just some item frames and some glass, a grill with a blast furnace which was new to me, and the classic method of using stone buttons on black tires. The top portion here was a little bit challenging because I wasn't sure what to do for the lights, so I just used some carpet. If you have a better method, put it in the comments please, I would love to know. For the Jeep, I used quite a few of the same methods, like the blast furnace grill, the base being black stone tires, yada yada. The only real difference being the color swap and a little bit of a change on the top portion on how I actually laid it out, mainly using full glass blocks instead of panes. I also tried something new with using moss carpeting instead of just regular green carpets, and it was just a little much, so I actually combined them and used a little bit of each to give it more texture but not too much. If you'd like to see a part 3 where I decorate using armor stands and custom player heads, comment Zombie Invasion. Then like and subscribe to see more videos such as